Hey guys, it's Chloe, Star Director for Anchored Sense, and I'm going to talk to you guys today about events. Now, the first thing I'm going to say about events is I am not an event guru. I do not do a ton of events, not because I don't want to, but because they do take time and you have to find them. Most events only have one Scentsy person at a vendor booth at that event, but that's what you want. That's the first thing I'll say about events. You want to make sure that it's a legit event. Legit events, normally, 99% of the time, maybe unless it's like a huge event where there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people coming through, normally they only have one Scentsy person. So make sure that's the first thing. Whenever you book an event, make sure it's a legit event. So make sure it's not like a scheme where a lot of times people will rent different kinds of rooms and they will just get people to pay like a booth rent, but they don't market or advertise for the event. So a lot of those I have seen are not successful. So just kind of watch out when you're picking an event to do. Those are the things that you need to ask the vendor. If they act skeptical about the crowd walkthrough, how much people are coming in and out of the event, or if they're kind of sketchy about the price, any of those things, then that would kind of be a red flag. You want to make sure before you go into an event knowing how many people are coming through, because you need to know how much stock that you want to carry. Now, events are going to be like cash and carry, so it's not like a Scentsy party where people come to the party, they place an order, and it comes in. You can do that at events, but most of the people, 90% of the people, want to do cash and carry. So they want to come to your booth, sniff the scents, see what bars you have, see what warmers or items that you have, and they want to buy right then and there. So a lot of people ask me, well, what do you carry to events? So I'm kind of just like free-ranging this. I don't have anything written down just because of the need for the video. I wanted to go ahead and do it. But I'm going to kind of go through things that I think you need at events that are kind of essentials, and then you can go from there. Know that it depends on crowd size. So if you're doing a small church bazaar where there's not a whole ton of people, I mean there may be 100 or 200 people, you're not going to need as much inventory as, say, for example, you were doing the state fair. So, at all events, though, it is essential. The most important thing you can bring is this. These are Enter My Drawing slips. This is the most important thing about events that people fail to understand, is that you are at an event to make contacts. You are there to network market. You are there to share your business, meet other business owners, meet connections, get leads, get basket parties out. All of those things, that is what an event is about. And I stress to a lot of people when I talk about events that so many people get focused on, oh, I need all this stock. Well, if you know what kind of event you're going to be at, if it's going to be a huge event, yeah, you do kind of need stock because people are going to want to do cash and carry. So just make sure that you're thinking that through before you decide to pick an event, that you're really looking through and doing your research and knowing what you need to carry. So, with that being said, sometimes we just don't have the stock, right? And that's okay, because I want you guys to experience events and have successful events without having a ton of stock. That's okay. It'll take time. A lot of times I'll use my free and half off product when I close my own parties to build up stock. I'll get a lot of the classics or, Corner Cafe, those types of scents, and seasonal. You always want the seasonal scents. So, meaning like right now it's fall, winter. So fall, winter for right now and holiday, and then in the summer, spring, summer. But you do want to always keep some of those classics on hand. With warmers, I always say, a lot of people, if they're going to be shopping around for warmers, if they're for gifts or anything like that, stick with the neutrals. So neutrals being brown or white or cream. Those are always good warmers to go with. You can get a few plug-ins and a few bigger warmers. It really depends on what you can do, what's in your budget, and what you plan on selling there. If you've done your research and you know how many people are going to go through there, when you ask around, typically too, I will ask people who have been vendors there before if I can get up with them and be like, hey, what is the crowd like? What is the cash flow like? Are a lot of people buying? That kind of thing, because you need to know that so you don't go in the hole with all this inventory. Now, whenever you get there and you set up for your event, it's very important that you know that you have the choice to charge tax or not charge tax on your items. I do not charge tax, but that is up to you what you want to do. I know it's kind of regulated event to event, so you can always ask the coordinators, or you can call Scentsy and ask as well. Like I said, I'm not an event guru. I just know I don't charge tax because my Superstar director told me a long time ago that some regulation, something, so she doesn't charge tax. And so I've never charged tax. I like it that way too because it keeps the numbers even. Another thing you need at events is you need to have a cash bag, so you need a change bag. Now, say for example, you decide to do an event with someone else and y'all go hand in hand. Very important, it can get very messy very quickly, but I know a lot of people have done joint events. And so what they do is just make sure everything is labeled and you have a book. So when something is bought, so say someone buys a 3-pack, 2 are Sunkissed Citrus, and those are mine, and 1 is Amber's, and she has Christmas Cottage, you would write down Sunkissed Citrus, Chloe Cox, and Christmas Cottage, Amber. So that way in the notebook. So that way at the end of the night you can divvy out the money. Now the next thing is you want to kind of have some scents on hand. You want to have a bag of mini testers. That way, since you don't have, when you're making these contacts and leads, you can be like, oh, you got to smell this, I don't have it right now, but I can order it for you, that kind of thing. You want to have catalogs on you. You always want to have bars on you, and you want to have bulbs. Bulbs are golden. People will hunt you down at events to get a bulb. Now, another thing is a lot of events, they will either be indoor or outdoor, so these are the things you need to know. Are they going to have tables? Are they going to have chairs? Are they going to have an overhead covering if it's outside? Because if it's outside, it could rain, so you need to be aware of all those things. Have an Enter My Drawing slip, like I already showed, and a little basket to put the drawing slips in. You can do whatever you want for the prize. You can say, usually I say a free plug-in warmer. That's a personal special, so you cannot advertise that on Facebook. Another thing you cannot advertise on Facebook when you're doing an event is you cannot advertise all of your stock. Now, I know that I've done this before, and this is why I'm telling you guys this, because you can't do that, and I did not know that, because it looks like you are having a retail store, I guess, kind of, and so you cannot show more than 10 items at your booth, if that makes sense, okay? Let's see, what else about events? Connection, very important. Like I said, events, you guys, are all about relationships. So you're standing up. You're not sitting at your booth and talking on your phone and looking down and not looking. You're engaging with these potential customers. You have business cards and samples, very important. You're passing out your business cards. You're telling people about your business. Every person you need to walk up to with a smile on. Say, hey, do you use Scentsy? Do you know what this stuff is? Now, if it's an indoor event, you may want to get like a warmer box, which a lot of y'all have seen warmer boxes, but they're the boxes that you can plug multiple plugs into. They have multiple outlets on them. That way you can plug in a bunch of warmers. I like to plug in all my glowing warmers. You can also use your boxes from your warmers. A lot of the new boxes are very beautiful. They're great to display stuff on. You want to have a diffuser if you have it. But say you have a diffuser, but it's your at-home diffuser. Bring it. It doesn't matter. You want to showcase items, even if it's ones that you don't have available for purchase, for them to just see, to engage them, to get them talking about Scentsy. Have those out. If you have your own personal oils, put those on the table so they can look, touch, feel, and see what the diffuser is. It's all about getting those contacts. Now, after you get the contacts for your event, it's very important that you follow up with those people. You're going to get all these names, and you're going to draw the winner, and you're going to be super nervous, and you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say to the other people that didn't win. I don't know what to say when I call them. Well, the Enter My Drawing slip has check marks so they can check if they're interested in your newsletter and these types of things. So if they did check that, it makes it a little easier. If they didn't check that, just practice. Just go with it. Just go with it. You want to follow up. There's no point in doing events if you make no leads. 5 leads a day keeps your business going. So you want to get these leads from these events. Now, like I said, as far as your inventory, base that off how big the event is. You always want bulbs and bars, though, no matter what. Now, also, good things to have are, like, if you want some scent circles, if you're doing any events this fall, a lot of people want stocking stuffers. I don't want you guys to feel like you have to get all the Scentsy Groom and Skin. That can get very expensive. So you always want to stick with your basics, bars and bulbs, but show them a diffuser if you have one. Bring your warmers from home if you don't have a ton of inventory. That way you can sell the plug-in warmers that you have, and you can show them the lampshade collection, whatever warmers that are in your house. And the last thing is just be excited. Be ready to have some fun. Now, we do have in the family store the Enter My Drawing slips are in there. You can also get tablecloths, which if you're going to do events and home parties, I recommend to get a tablecloth. It makes you look professional. You want to look professional when you're at events. So I personally like the long black one because it covers up everything and you can stuff stuff underneath the table. So I like the long black tablecloth for events. Make sure you have a basket party there, have some testers there for people to smell, and just be ready to have fun and engage. You know, you don't have to be an expert to do events. You've just got to look them up. Look them up in your area. Look up, ask people, get referrals to let you know when events open their way. This is how you're going to grow your business. This is how you're going to expand your business. Every event I've been to, I have built long-lasting relationships with people. My last event I was at, I met a lady named Molly, and we became really good friends. And I think, wow, like I wouldn't even know her if I didn't do this event. So think about that. When you do events for your business, when you stretch your business, when you do these things, you're going to grow. Most of the time, if you get nervous or anxious or afraid when you sign up for these events, it's that little voice in the back of your head saying you're going to fail, right? So I want you to go into these events with an open mind and just be ready to, practice. It's all about practice. So hopefully that was helpful. I know that I don't know everything, but there's also other really good YouTubes that you can look up from people who have done events, and they can give you tips as well on different things to do at events. But I just know that if you engage, connect, and have fun, and also know your stuff about your products, that you can't go wrong. All right, guys. Till next time. Bye.